Okay, there were no questions on this assignment submitted. There were nobody dropped by to ask questions yesterday, so this must have been pretty easy stuff for you. But here are the answers, I should say, to the questions, so you can see how you did. Problem number one, the missing values were 38, 65, 5, 80, 200. Number two, you can see the missing values there, and then the probability. Number three, looks like we're looking at 24/65, which is about 36.9%. By the way, just a quick recap on the different kinds of probabilities. There's theoretical probability. That is what is supposed to happen. So like if I rolled a 6-sided die 600 times, I should get about 100 of each of the numbers. In theory, it probably is not going to ever work out exactly like that, but it should be in the neighborhood of about 100 ones, 100 twos, etc. Now, there's also experimental probability, which is if I actually did the thing, what happens? If you have a fair experiment with um, fair dice or fair tools or whatever you're using, the experimental probability should be within reasonable close range to the theoretical. Now, if I gave you a die and said roll it 600 times and you came up with 400 ones, and you should have had closer to 100 ones, then that's probably a weighted die. That probably is not legit, but anyway. And then there's also geometric probability, which is based on um, some kind of spatial ratios. Like area is the most common one. So if I wanted to know that a dart randomly hitting this dartboard would land in the bullseye, I would want to do the area of the bullseye circle divided by the total area of the entire board. So those are the three primary types of probability that you do see. Here are the answers to problems 4 and 5. Problem 6. Problem 7. This question, you know the difference between the frequencies, the relative frequencies. It did not say the answer had to be in a percentage form. So if you did 7/15 minus 1/5, it's a fraction. You would have gotten 4/15. That would have been okay for your answer, although it's a percentage. That's 26.7%. Number eight did ask for the highest percentage of the among the 4 classes, and so you really could just guess one. You did have to go through each of the 4 classes and determine those different probabilities, and then it did turn out that the junior class had the highest. Numbers 9 through 12 dealt with this table. And there are those 4 answers. So it's possible that you thought this was easy, and maybe it was. Maybe you got them all right. But if you ended up missing more than you think you should have, you're welcome to still ask questions on this tomorrow, 2 o'clock help session. I did have some math analysis students who were in Google Meet today, and that seemed to work pretty well as far as me being able to work problems out for them on a smartboard surface, which was it's easier to write on than the Jamboard. So probably give that a shot if you need help. Otherwise, tomorrow I will have some other exciting stuff for you. Or I guess today, whenever you're watching this, sometime during the night, who knows what time it is, but hope your answers were looking good.